Hi everybody, welcome to another edition of Bengal Magazine, and I'm glad to be back in the saddle again after about a month off. We've got an action-packed show starting with hockey. Women's hockey joins us, and head coach Candice Moxley. Candice is bringing along Jeyna Minnick, a senior forward from Rochester. And then Nick Carriere, the head coach of the men's program, brings along Jason Zaleski. Jason is a high-scoring freshman forward from Scranton, Pennsylvania. Swimming and diving gets into the action. Nate Steger, the head coach, brings along Briggs Sgaglio, a senior from Pound Ridge, New York, wherever that is. We have Joes versus Pros. Becky Coleman is here for Bengal Update. A great show for you. Let's take a quick break, and when we come back, women's hockey. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Bengal Magazine. Women's hockey joins us now. Head coach Candice Moxley is here, along with Jeyna Minnick, and welcome, ladies. Mox, you know, when I do my research for this, it seems like you've been around for 3, 4, 5 years because of how well the team's doing right now. But you've only been around for basically a year and a half. You took the job in 13 in May. Not a lot of time to do certain things, and I'm kind of curious as it relates to this year. What were the goals at that time, looking down the road?
The goal was to develop all the players that we had in-house. So first things first is take care of our locker room and the players that were on the team, and make sure that we have the steps there to help them develop and improve throughout the season. And then the next step was recruiting and bringing in a large class and doing our research on those players and making sure they're the players that will succeed in our locker room and on the ice for us. So we looked for a lot of driven, hard workers, and just basic, good all-around student athletes that would come in, step in, buy into a program in the direction that we're moving. Well,
I'm proud to say, and I think the program is moving in the right direction. Nine wins, triple the amount of wins in 2013-14. Are you surprised at all at maybe you're not surprised, but the quickness of the turnaround of the program?
To be honest, I haven't really. I set the bar high right off the bat, and I think we challenged our players at the beginning of the year, just with how we go about just executing on the ice, and we've pushed them, and they've responded, and it's been fantastic atmosphere, and they're doing everything that they need to be doing, and they're being rewarded for it.
You didn't do an A, but you did an boot. So I just want that's one for the Canadians right there. Jeyna, how do you feel about this? You're a 4-year senior. You've been here 4 years on the ice. Where are you seeing the transformation of this program?
I see it in the hard work as the people coming in. Everyone's driven and they want to win. They understand that we had a hard past and want to build the program to where we're a winning team, and we're in the top and not at the bottom anymore.
Yeah, it's interesting. I want to go back to the last week, the Elmira game here at Buffalo State. The #1 team in the nation comes in here. And your thought process, I'll start with you, Jeyna, before the game. How exciting was it? What was going through your mind knowing that the #1 team in the country was here?
I know a lot of us were nervous. We were knowing that they were the #1. They beat Platte 6-2, so we were all nervous, saying like, oh my gosh, this is a very tough team. But we have to pull in as a team together to be able to play and put points on the board and actually play as a team, score and win.
How was the confidence as the game continued? I mean, it was 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. How was did you sense it on the bench that maybe, geez, we can knock this team off?
Yeah. After each period, we were in the locker room and we were just keeping each other up. Like, we're in this game. We're not out of it. We're only 1 goal down.
Right.
We're totally in this. We can do it.
Yeah. Coach, going into the game, your thoughts? What was the game plan? And they obviously worked it to perfection for you.
Yeah, it was the best team effort that I'd seen all year.
Is that right?
Yeah, we had players blocking shots and doing the little things that we need to be doing against top teams like that. And we had scouting report up early in the week, so we looked at a few things that we knew what to expect when we got out on the ice with them, and it was just they played very well, and we had a lot of opportunities, so the game could have easily swung one way or another. So
you know, it's interesting. This type of game must make you feel good inside. Where your program now is, do you ever reflect like that after a game or a day after the game and kind of go, okay, we're getting to where I want to be with this program?
I think in season a little bit more short term, so it's always preparing for the next. But I'm sure when I reflect on the entire picture, it'll be more of a, all right, we're making those steps, but again, we're not there yet.
Gotcha.
So what parts do we need to put together in order to get that next step and be in competition with them? We had 2 really tight games with Plattsburgh and Elmira this season, and I think the excitement in the locker room with the girls that are there and had experienced those games, we can definitely ride and move forward because now they know they can hang with the best of them. So now it's a matter of just figuring out how to get it done. We've
got about a minute left, and I'm kind of curious. Now what? What's left in the season? Obviously playoffs, but I know the regular season is very important to you right now with, I think, 3 or 4 games remaining.
To win, sweep both weekends, and nail that home ice for playoffs.
And you had mentioned, you were adamant off air about home ice. I mean, this is something you're really striving for, maybe even a goal of yours going into the season.
It definitely is a goal.
Last
year, we made playoffs. We scratched in. But this year, it's I want to make a statement, and the players in our locker room and with our team, we can make that statement and win that home ice. Great. I think it'd be huge for us.
Well, ladies, best of luck to you down the stretch, and thanks for coming on the show. Really appreciate it. We are going to take another break, but before we do, here's Becky Coleman and a Bengal update.
Hello everyone and welcome to Bengal Update. I'm Rebecca Coleman, here to give you a recap of recent events and current events currently going on in Buffalo State athletics. Women's basketball is coming off a 1-1 conference weekend. The Bengals fell to Cortland 78-64, but bounced back the next day for an 81-75 victory against Oswego. Sophomore Nyasia Hoop pulled down a career-high 15 boards against the Lakers and finished the weekend with 22 total rebounds. Senior captain Olivia Luciani also recorded a career high, tallying 23 points. The win over the Lakers marked Coach Sue Rourke's 200th coaching career victory. Men's basketball has won 3 straight SUNYAC matchups since January 31st and are now currently 3rd overall in the conference. The Bengals took down Potsdam 77-74, Cortland 60-54, and Oswego 80-76. Against Oswego, the Bengals shot a season-best 62% from the field, and senior Roderick Epps became just the 3rd player in school history to score 1,400 career points, joining Jake Simmons and former NBA All-Star Randy Smith. Women's hockey fell to the #1 team in the nation, Elmira, over the weekend. On their home ice, the Bengals came up just short, falling to the Soaring Eagles 2-1. Jeyna Minnick scored the lone goal for the Bengals with a deflection from Vivi Vadavora for her 4th goal of the season. The next night, Buffalo State fell at Elmira 5-0. The Bengals will return to action at 2 p.m. on February 14th and 15th at Cortland in ECAC West action. Men's hockey is coming off a weekend split with a 5-3 win over Potsdam and a 6-0 loss to number 10 Plattsburgh. In the win over Potsdam, Jake Rosen scored twice to help Buffalo State move into a 3-way tie for 5th in the SUNYAC. Mike DeLaverne made 29 saves for the victory in goal. Buffalo State returns to action at home against Fredonia on Friday, February 13th for an important Battle by the Lake matchup. Swimming and diving competed in their final meet before the SUNYAC Championships. The men's team finished 3rd, while the women's finished 4th at the Geneseo Invitational. Connor Mergler led the Bengals with wins in the 50 free and the 100 free. SUNYAC Championships are on February 18th through the 21st at the Flickinger Aquatic Center in downtown Buffalo. Track and field put in strong performances at the Mount Union Invitational. On the men's side, the Bengals won 3 events, including the 4x200 meter relay, made up of Dallas Taylor, Phil Juga, Richard Arnaud, and Todd Colas. On the women's side, Jasmine Dunham won the 60-meter hurdles with the nation's 3rd fastest time this season. The Bengals traveled to Malloy College on Long Island for a meet on February 13th at 3 p.m. Reporting for Buffalo State Athletics, I'm Rebecca Coleman. We'll be back for more Bengal Magazine after this short timeout.
Well, congratulations are going out to Jasmine Dunham of the women's track and field team. Jazzy, as we like to call her here, won the 60-meter hurdles at last weekend's Mount Union Invitational in her first meet since 2013 due to injury. The senior posted a time of 8.85 seconds, the fourth fastest time in the entire country in Division III. Jazzy was also part of the winning 4x200 medley relay, so congratulations again going out to Jazzy Dunham, this week's Tim Hortons Athlete of the Week. And we're joined by a Tim Horton drinker or two, Nick Carriere of men's hockey, and Nick is bringing along Jason Zaleski, his outstanding freshman. And Coach, as I look into this season and look at the stats and look at the results and watch the games, it's been kind of a, would you agree, a bit of a roller coaster season for you right now? How do you see this season?
Absolutely. We took on the most challenging schedule, I think, that we've ever had in the history of the program, and couple that with a significant number of games on the road in a row. We had a couple of home games early on the season, and then we played, in a couple of tournaments. Played the #1 team in the country in St. Norbert for a couple out there, Norwich, Curry, just a lot of snowstorms and a lot of road games. But I think we learned a lot as a group through that adversity.
I was about to say, when you play you look at your roster, and as I write here, 16 of 24 on the roster are freshmen or sophomores. I'm assuming that this type of schedule, why sometimes it can get kind of down, but in the long run, it's going to build some character in his team. Is that how you're looking at it?
I think that's how you have to look at it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think we learned a lot as a group. And I know I mentioned that earlier, but I think we just learned how we need to play without the puck, and just some of the things that, I know we talked about it after that weekend in St. Norbert. Tough weekend, and I think we went 3 games without scoring a goal. But one of the things was just watching how St. Norbert played. Yeah. And how there wasn't really a whole lot of complicated things to their game. They worked really hard. They got pucks behind their defensemen, and they attacked the net, and they looked to shoot the puck all over the ice. And then within that, there was playmaking and skill and size and speed. But the game was the game. Yep. So I think we tried to take some pieces of some of those good teams we played and apply it to our game. And I think our team has done a nice job of taking that on.
Well, Jason, how was it for you playing the #1 team in the nation? Were you pumped? And did you kind of go, okay, this is what it is, and this is where we have to get to?
Yeah, they were really good, and we just tried our best, kept playing hard, try to keep as positive as we can.
And this guy's one of the positives, speaking of positives, a freshman, second on the team in scoring, 10 goals, 5 assists. And let me ask you first, is that kind of a surprise? Did you think you'd take off that quickly here when you got on the ice?
Well, I'm usually a passer.
Okay. We're going to talk about that, don't worry.
But I've just been putting the puck on net, and it seems to be going in, so.
Just seems to be going in.
Yeah.
How about that? We talked off air about his 10 goals, 15 assists. He's only taken 37 shots, which means he's scoring on about 27 to 30% of his shots. And he says he's a passer, but the puck's going in. So what do you want him to do, Coach? You want him to shoot more, or do you want him to pass more?
I'm not going to try to mess him up here. He's doing really well, so I'm just going to let him keep going. Those were some of the conversations, I think we've had where I think I don't want to put more words in his mouth, and he can correct me if I'm wrong here, but he does like to make plays, and I think he's a skilled, talented guy that has good vision on the ice, but he also has tremendous speed. He's one of our fastest skaters, and when he's really going, I think he can really put other teams' players, defensemen, on edge a little bit because they don't know whether he's going to be flying or whether he's going to hold up, and it keeps them on their toes. You combine that with the ability to make passes, and he can really back some people off, but that's where we want to make sure that he doesn't pass up opportunities to use his shot, because he's got a good shot, and he's been rewarded with some big goals. He leads our team in game-winning goals. So we want to continue to just make sure that he understands that he's valuable on both sides of distributing the puck, but hey, we got opportunities to get it through there. Let's get it through there.
Absolutely, and there's something fun about creating a great assist.
Yeah.
And yet there's something fun about scoring goals too. Do you feel that in your head that this is there a conflict at all, or is the message, okay, if I can shoot, I'm going to shoot, but I'm still going to be a playmaker too? Is it a difficult conflict for you?
If it's open, I'm going to shoot it.
There you go.
But then I usually look for the pass first. So
okay.
Sometimes I mishandle it because I look for the pass too much sometimes. But so I got to
we just want you to keep scoring goals.
Yeah,
absolutely. About a minute left. Fighting for the playoffs. If you had a magic wand, Nick, what has to happen on the ice? 2, 3 things that you want this team to do over the course of the next 2 weeks to pop into the playoffs and make sure that happens.
With this group, we got to focus on what's right in front of us. So that's Fredonia at home on Friday night.
Okay.
And really just playing the best we can play. You know, we're focusing on, you know, special teams end up being such a big part of the game. So that's an area that we're continually trying to refine and get a little bit better at on our end. But really, we have to play well without the puck. And I think as long as we do that and then we play the way that we want to play, we're a difficult team to play against. And that's, I think, something that we're trying to rally around and make sure that we have that mindset going in. Because if we try to be process-oriented, just keep doing good things and the positive results will come.
That means just keep shooting on goal and positive things will apparently happen for you, scoring goals. So Jason, Nick, thanks very much for being on the show. Really appreciate it. Thanks. We are going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to go in the pool, and swimming and diving joins us. Stay with us.
Welcome to a new installment of Pros vs. Joes. Today we're inside the beautiful, newly remodeled Kissinger Pool in Houston Gym on the campus of Buffalo State. Our pro will be swimming in lane 3 today. He's a freshman from East Amherst, New York, Connor Mergler. Recently broke a 41-year-old school record in the 50 free. Connor, your sister swam for the Bengals for 4 seasons, 8 school records. Talk about what it was like to get your first one up there and have your name up next to your sister's.
Oh, it was great. Starting off early is always good as a freshman, especially getting a record. So that really meant everything to me. So I'm just taking it one practice at a time. Exciting time of year to be a swimmer at Buffalo State and the SUNYAC with championships coming up February 18th through 21st. Your first collegiate championship meet. How is preparation going? Working harder than ever. Ready to go, and hopefully some more records will fall. Our Joe, swimming in lane 4, Senior Associate Director of Athletics Tom Koller. An equally impressive resume. He finished 6th in the 1968 Tonawanda Youth Swimming and Diving Championships. That's right. Tom, for the past 47 years since that meet, how have you been preparing for this big race?
I haven't. I've eaten a lot of potato chips and Bison brand dip. Now, I was thinking of shaving today, but I didn't want to give him an unfair advantage.
Also swimming in today's event will be wannabe pros, now Joes, head coach Nate Steger and Phil Aronica attempting to relive their glory days. Today's event, very simple. The 50 free, it's dive in, swim there, and swim back. To make things a little bit more fair, we're going to give our Joe a 5-second head start.
7-second head start.
He outranks me. It's a 7-second head start. When our swimmers are ready, they'll take the blocks, and we'll see what happens. Pros remain undefeated. Congratulations to our champion, Connor Mergler. Connor, where does this rank in the history of your greatest races?
My greatest races, definitely top 5.
Whoa!
Definitely top 5.
We'll see if SUNYAC can compare to this thrill. And congratulations to Tom, who after video review, Phil Aronica was disqualified for a false start.
Beautiful.
So Tom is our 3rd place finisher. That betters your 6th place finish in 1968. Congratulations.
Thank you, and that's all I was looking for, 3rd place.
That'll do it for another installment of Pros vs. Joes.
needed my oxygen that day, and I still need my oxygen. But we had a lot of fun during Joe's versus Pros, and guess who's on the air now? Nate Steger, the swim coach here at Buffalo State, and Nate's bringing along Briggs Sgaglio. And welcome. Been a little bit since you've been on the show last, and just kind of curious, how are things going right now as we move into the conference meet? Let's start with the men's side.
On the men's side, things have gone really well on our men's side. We did have a record broken this year already in our 50 pool and school record. Connor Mergler did break our 50 freestyle record. Right. Our men's team is looking really good this year. We've had a lot of improvements since the beginning of the year, and a lot of in-season best times, and some of us going even lifetime best times. So.
Well, let me ask you, how do you rate improvement? Is it personal bests and you take little steps and then hopefully pool records, school records type thing?
Yeah, we always hope that they just improve that time.
Yep.
And
okay.
with improving that time, we just hope the success just comes and the placing just happens.
Okay. On the women's side, how are things going?
Women's side, things are going well. A lot of our swimmers that we have are really also hitting a lot of their in-season best times. Some of them also going lifetime best times as well.
Okay.
So.
You have one of them next to you in Briggs Sgaglio, and Briggs is a senior. And she was just talking off air about her last meet coming up, championship meet. But, you know, I'm kind of curious as I read your bio, individual medley, butterfly, breaststroke. Any particular favorite there?
I would have to say the butterfly. I think it's my strongest suit to swim, but I like the IM too because I get to switch it up a little bit.
And I would think most people would say the butterfly, like, oh my gosh, I can't do the butterfly, because it takes an enormous coordination with the feet and the arms too. Kind of curious, when did you become a butterfly, or when did you know you could do it?
Definitely in high school, and then when I came into college, I transformed more into an IM or in breaststroker.
Okay, terrific. High school being outside, I have to get this in, outside in Pound Ridge, right? Outside of Westchester, yes, that's where she's from. You're moving into your last conference meet. Championship meet. Your thoughts? Without crying.
Yeah, it's sad. I remember my first one, and now it's my senior year. I've been working extremely hard to do what I want to do, but it's crazy. That's my last year. Do
you sense that you're peaking? It's all about peaking, right? With swimming and track and field and those type of sports. Do you sense you're peaking and where you are right now?
Yeah, I think I'm at the best place I've been in my 4 years here at SUNY. State.
Yeah, in entire 4 years. So what are your goals then?
To make top 8, hopefully, in the 2 fly at least, and then we'll see what I can do in the 2 breast and 4 IM.
Fantastic. I want to go back to the men's side for a minute, because you had mentioned the school record, and that was Connor Mergler, our freshman, who I nearly beat in the Joes versus Pros. I was 25 meters behind him in the 50 meter, but anyways, breaks a 40-year-old record. Yeah. And has an opportunity possibly to break another 40-year-old record held by John Mead. Why don't you talk a little bit about Connor?
Yeah, we're very happy that Connor ended up breaking that record that's been up there so long. He's worked really hard this year to do that, and we're really excited for championships. He's definitely got a shot to win the whole thing possibly, and even in the 100 and 200 as well. So.
You know, you mentioned something about having the suit and being ready and everything's in place for the conference. I would think it's you have enormous adrenaline too, that you don't want to really go out incredibly fast. You still have to pace yourself. Is that a difficult process when you're on the blocks, knowing, okay, you know, in the 50 you're going to go, but there are other races where you just kind of have to, you don't want to go out too fast. Am I correct about that?
Yeah, I think it just becomes natural after swimming for so long that you know when to like pick it up and when to, like, as Nate says, easy speed for the first 50, and then you just like go into it.
And then you hit the accelerator.
That's right.
Unbelievable theories. The Flickinger Center downtown is the site for the conference meet, championship meet, February 18th through the 21st. On the men's side, what can we expect? What are you looking for?
Men's side, I'm looking for anybody that wants to score. And that's top 16. I expect, or I don't expect, but I hope that all of our men have a shot to score at least. And overall finish, I'd like to see us finish in the middle.
Okay.
And that would really be a great finish for our men's side. But just to get individuals scoring is what we really look for.
Well, the director's telling me it's time to wrap it up. Briggs, best of luck to you in your last championship meet. And Nate, thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
We're going to wrap it up here at Bengal Magazine. Thanks to everybody at Instructional Resources, as well as our guest. And we'll see you in 2 weeks for more Bengal Magazine.